Good evening, everybody. Just wanted to check in. I haven't posted anything in a little while. Um, there's an explanation for that. We'll get to it. Well, we'll get right into it. Actually, it's more about how I've been feeling and some things I've been experiencing over the last, I would say, month or two, and it's I've been in kind of like a detox from certain substances and alcohol misuse. I had a bit of a lapse, back on the straight and narrow now. But one thing it made me realize, and this is why I'm making this video, is that there is absolutely in no way on earth enough help for people with mental health issues and people that are struggling with addiction in this country, and I'm talking from the GPs who want to help but aren't allowed to when it comes to things such as prescription drugs. So they have to refer you to somebody else, and they refer you to somebody else, they refer you to somebody else, and you just keep getting passed around like the rolled up note that got you in this mess in the first place, and it's a shame because I go to these places, I'd like to say I'm like a strong-willed character, but I see some of these people and they're really, really struggling, and I have an amazing support system. I can't take anything away from anybody in my life that's in my life right now. They're amazing people, and I don't know where I'd be, to be honest, if I didn't have them. But I just don't understand, where I broke my hand, after the last podcast as well. That's kind of how it all stemmed from. I broke my hand, the medication for my hand led to a bit of a lapse, I got kind of dependent on some of them opioids. And so when I went back there to take care of my fracture, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it's this where two fish hooks went in my arm. But when I went back, what surprised me was I said, look, I need to speak to the crisis team about, these pills that I've been on for so many years, and I want to get off them because, I don't have to rely on a substance to enjoy my life. And they sent the crisis team down, which is like, these people are quite high up, and, I'm not bad-mouthing them as individuals. I just think it's very disorganized. So, I told them exactly how I was feeling, exactly what I was taking, exactly, what I wanted to do, and they sent me back to my GP. And guess what my GP sent me? To the crisis team. So I think it's just very disorganized. And it's sad that the only people I really see helping people get off drugs are ex-drug addicts themselves. And these aren't people that are being employed. These are just people that are volunteering and helping out the goodwillness of their own heart. And God bless them, because it's not an easy thing to do. So I'm trying to multitask here. But it's kind of, it kind of makes you realize why some people just simply prolong the drug use, because it's a lot easier than going down all these side streets to find the right method of treatment for yourself. I'm in a very good place right now, mentally and physically. I'm the cleanest I've been in a long time, and the clearest I've been in a long time, and I'm very, very happy about that. I had to cut off a lot of bad influences, a lot of friends, and that's, no disrespect to them, but they don't want to stop this lifestyle, and that's their choice. But I do. So it's created a lot more time with my family, which is good. Since I lost my dad, that's kind of this is the clearest and visually most focused I've been in the last 18 months, I would say. Um, and I'm finally dealing with a lot of pain, um, but healthily, naturally. And what you'll find is that we often underestimate nature, I think, as people, because while you're numbing yourself with Class A drugs like cocaine, um, alcohol, the worst one, benzodiazepines, you know, you're just numbing something out. And the way I see it is, one day this monster inside my head that I was numbing out, I was gonna have to fight him. And the longer I avoided him, the stronger he was gonna get. So I just thought, I better get this shit over and done with. I took a beating in the first round, I admit that. But, it was a standing 8 count, and I'm so far, I'm up, I'm ahead in the scorecards, and, right now, I'm back in training, I'm fully focused, but funnily enough, I'm in fight camp, but the person I'm trying to fight is myself. And that's the hardest battle because, I've lost a lot of friends, I've lost a lot of family members, way before they should have been lost. And I don't want to lose myself. And that's why I want to go help. So how I'm feeling right now is kind of like, so I'm somewhere in between joy and pain. I've left pain and I'm going to train the joy, you know. So I hope some of you understand that it's okay to feel like that, because I feel like that every day. Every day there's the question of there's that anxious feeling inside you. Every day we have to man up, we have to be strong, we have to be alpha, and it's like yes, but to an extent, because what I've noticed about myself is when you try and implode too much, and especially if you're a good person, you don't take it out and you don't explode on other people. You self-sabotage, and that usually leads going back to taking drugs. So what happens is, drugs are our comfort. Narcotics, substance, whatever. If you're addicted to anything and you're listening to this, or you're dependent, or you have a habit and you're listening to this, it's like most of these things are depressants. Cocaine, alcohol, Class A drugs, they're all depressants. So we're treating depression with depressants. It's like a dog that's been shot in the neck chasing its tail. It is, you either put a bandage on the neck and stop chasing the tail, or you just do that until you bleed out and die. Because that's the only way, There is no in between. Now, that's why I'm so upset, about there not being enough help for people that are struggling with this kind of stuff, because not everybody's as lucky as I am. Not everybody has the support system I've got. Not everybody, has people that I can call, 24 hours a day. I don't need to name them. But look, I've put on maybe 4, 5, 6 kilos of healthy muscle. I'm running every day, I'm doing 2 miles every single day. And the only thing I can suggest to anybody that's struggling with this is genuinely exercise is the best form of therapy, man. And I don't mean going to the gym to lift weights, to have citric fucking acid all in your body and you're all stiff and you're just curling dumbbells to look good, so you can have 40-inch fucking biceps and a 3-inch dick. But I mean, like, mentally. I mean, I have friends, associates, sex friends, whatever you want to call them, who I've seen over the years, over the last 10 years, just implode because they don't feel like they have anybody to talk to. They don't feel like anybody will understand them. To this day, even though we're not in contact, I still fear for these people. I'm still scared that one day I'm going to wake up and I'm not going to see something I don't like on social media about that person, all because they couldn't talk. You know, that's why I initially actually started this podcast, is to show people that it's absolutely fucking all right to wake up every day of your life scared and still be fearless and strong, but also scared and vulnerable. Because to deny being scared is to deny breathing. Like, we all feel it. If I ask anybody, you know, are you happy or sad? They don't mind answering that. If I ask somebody, are you okay? They don't mind answering that. So if I ask someone, are you scared? Why did they suddenly mind answering that question? I think the other two are actually a lot worse when it comes to maybe dent the male pride or ego. I'd rather admit I'm scared than that I'm not okay. Essentially, it's all the same thing. It's just people just are very vague about their emotions, I think, and they need to open up more. And you know, if this helps one person, look, I don't care about the 90% of people that are gonna watch this and, you know, not give a fuck. I care about the one person it's gonna actually help. And if that's you and you're watching this, just know, you know, I've been in the pits of hell. You know, I've been through war-torn countries. I was born, and 7 days after I was born, I was in a war zone. Then I came here after another war. You know, then I was severely bullied. You know, then I lost family members. Then I lost 24-year-old friends to drugs. Then, you know, you know, in the last 18 months, I've lost, you know, 4 or 5 close friends and my father. You know, and I guess I kind of prolonged just dealing with all of this, and I really, really underestimated Mother Nature. Because, I mean, for the minute we're born, we're kind of prepared for this, aren't we? We don't think we are, though. That's the problem. So we mask it and we numb it, but all we're really doing is prolonging it. Now, enough about me, anyways. I just thought I'd share that because I genuinely think there needs to be more help out there. So for anybody that's watching this that is helping people in any way, even if you're just offering an ear, even if you're just being there for somebody, even if you just send somebody a nice text message in the morning, and sometimes it's so you can save a life, you know. But look, this ain't no pity party. I'm not just saying this to make you feel sorry for me, blah blah blah. Like, I don't look. I'm just telling you it like it is. My podcast is called Real and Uncut for a reason, because it's real and it's uncut. And that's the reality of my life in the last couple of months. And you know what? I'm forever grateful for it, because there's some massive announcements to make in the next couple of weeks. Even this week, in a few days, there's going to be something up. But yeah, you know, I got back on Tinder, right? And it's fucked up. It's like, why does every woman on Tinder have to announce that she has 2 children? I mean, are guys that fucking bothered by kids? Like, I mean, for you to have, I've got 2 children in your bio, that's 140 characters. Like, you must have had a lot of dickheads. You must have had a lot of bad men just ghosting you because of your kids. And it's just so weird. Like, you know, I was in a relationship for so long, and then I was getting over that relationship for so long. Then I got over that relationship, and now I'm like, now what, you know? So I thought it was going to be like, you know, 2015 when I was last single. So I kind of got back into Tinder, and I didn't realize how much you lot have lowered the standards of these ladies. I mean, I told this one girl that she was a good mum, and her reply was, "Where have you been all my life?" Huh? So yeah, I've been on Tinder, and you know, there's there's a scam on Tinder, right? Now, somebody for a third party that that kind of know was affected by this, right? And this is something that's not been really covered in the news and stuff, and it's something that you guys need to watch out for. I'm guessing I've got a predominantly male audience because women have a life. Um, so on Tinder, Asian women, usually Chinese, will start talking to you, befriending you, and then what they'll do is they'll kind of like throw in that they have an uncle on Wall Street. Then they'll leave it a week. They'll keep talking about noodles and whatever they're talking about. Yes, that was a stereotype. Fuck yourself. And then they'll drop in like, oh, there's this new cryptocurrency coming out. My uncle is chief of Wall Street. And if you invest, I'll tell you the day it goes public so you can sell your shares and you can make, 50 times profit. And a lot of people are falling for this because these women are not prostitutes. They are pimps, okay? These women will talk to you for 2 months. These women will go out with you longer than your ex-girlfriend did through Tinder just to get a couple of £100 from you, or even a couple of thousand. I mean, think of all the people that fall for this shit. And they say, they start off by saying, we're on Tinder because this is the only communication we have because our Chinese government has banned like Facebook and things like that. So they only got WhatsApp and Tinder. Convenient, isn't it? But yeah, sorry for being inconsistent, by the way, but I hope that this is some form of explanation for that. I mean, I've got a special guest coming on next. I've got the John McKenzie podcast ready, but I want John McKenzie, local boy, to be the icing on the cake of the next couple of podcasts that are coming. And it was a great podcast me and John done, honestly. You put it this way, YouTube definitely is not monetizing that podcast, I'll tell you that. They ain't paying me a penny for that. Oh man, but what a guy John is, man. Big shout out to John McKenzie, man. Possibly the best boxer to come out of this town. I don't know enough old school boxers. I've only been here since '99, but from what I hear, that's definitely the case. And one of the nicest blokes I've ever met. Honestly, he just did not stop making me laugh. And I'm sure he'd be proud to watch this video actually, because we had a private conversation, and I kind of opened up to him about some things, and he just kind of told me to just get back to training, get back to my fitness, and I can't wait for you guys to watch it, to be honest. I've got my good friend J&B. He's fresh home from prison. For those of you who have been following me for a while, he's the one that was on the run when we did the Facebook Live phone call interview. So that would be a good one. And obviously, I've got the likes of, local legends from Corby, people that have done great for the community coming on as well. Now, it's like, I don't know what's going on. This year, to me, seems weirder than last year. Like, last year, I thought last year was like the apocalypse with COVID, but now we're in Afghanistan, right, for 20 years. And I'm guessing we say to the Afghanistan army, like, look, we're going to go now. We've got things to do. We've got business elsewhere. Your apprenticeship's been fulfilled. You've learned from the best for 20 years. do your own thing, you know. Now they have an army of around 300,000. I'm just wondering, like, how 20 years of work, and bearing in mind we were looking for one guy, and I ain't never seen his body. We were looking for one guy, right? And we're there for 20 years. I say looking for one guy. We all know what we're there for. Um, and that's reversed in 48 hours. Like, if the Taliban has been taking steroids for 20 years, just smashing rocks over each other's heads, angry as fuck. And why is it, right, that it's the Taliban that are driving our tanks, our planes, using our weapons, and not the Afghan army? To this day, I honestly still couldn't tell you what the Afghan army uniform looks like. I know they've got one, but I ain't never seen it. And I don't like to get political on this podcast, but I'm just sitting on my own, so I thought I'd rant. Um, and the fact that they met with the Chinese like a month before it all happened, it's a bit crazy, isn't it? But anyways, in local news, OnlyFans is apparently stopping sexual content on October 1st. So to my female followers, you're gonna have to get a job. No, it's hard to fathom, but yeah, I mean, I don't know why they're stopping it. It's my one way of supporting local business, and it's just weird. I mean, there's so much worse things going on in the world. Like, who gives a fuck about OnlyFans? I mean, like, who really cares about how people are earning their money if it's legal? Like, there's child pornography out there. There's a lot worse things out there. There's disgusting, there's beheading videos on Google, and you're gonna stop a woman posting pictures in a bikini or posting nude photos to get money. And the worst ones were the ones where the guys are like, oh, you're selling yourself. Like, bruv, if I take a picture of a tree and you subscribe and you pay for that picture of that tree, you haven't got the tree, bro. You've only got a picture of it. So they're not really selling anything. They're just selling pictures of themselves. And let's be honest, half of the girls that are hating on them send pictures that are much worse for free. So if you get paid for it, get paid for it. So that's like that's kind of like the only news I've seen is the Taliban and OnlyFans. Maybe that could be something. The only Taliban's. Who knows? But yeah, so that's me in talks with some decent guests and also a new project that's upcoming. It involves football. Now, as you know, I don't give a pish about football, so it's going to be even more interesting. And what have we got here? Yeah, so yeah, we're just working on something behind the scenes, not right now. By the way, as you can see, I'm not in the studio, I'm not mic'd up. I just thought I'd do a little video from home. Just a quick check-in, really. I feel like there's cobwebs on my channel, so I thought I'd jump in with a couple of topics. I'd like to talk about more, but not much exciting stuff has been happening recently, besides things that I'm not allowed to talk about. Also, shout out to Ryan Barbie, by the way. Rise of the Foot Soldier is coming out next week, I think, or 2 weeks, sorry, and he's starred on it. He's actually on the front cover, being a lunatic, so not much different than real life, really. but yeah, it really did shock me at the lack of support that this country, one of the richest countries in the world, um, doesn't charge for medical care, doesn't charge for cancer treatment, doesn't charge for things like that, but completely turns its back on people, completely turns its back on people that are addicted to substances, to people that have got mental health issues, to people that are depressed. That's the country we're living in, and that's my aim, that's my aim for all of this. Is to get people to open up, is to get people to talk, is to show people the real world. I'm not pretending my life's perfect like a lot of people do online. It's not fucking perfect. But I love it. You have to learn to love that. You have to learn to love that part of yourself that you hate. Because it's not going to leave. A lot of people are angry at me and they hate me. But you know what I see? I just see scared human beings. They're not even trolls. They're just scared. They're scared and they hate themselves and they can't love themselves. So they project it onto everybody else. When was the last time that you seen a really successful person criticizing someone about someone, gossiping about someone, putting someone down? It doesn't happen. It's only sad people that have got no lives that do that. And on the one hand, I understand them, but on the other hand, it's not an excuse. I've just told you what I've been for the last 18 months. I'm not a prick. I'm not a prick to people for no reason. I don't pick fights with people for no reason. I don't, throw tantrums. I don't attack people for no. Look, my problems are my problems, and I have to deal with them myself. And I think once people acknowledge that, and once people accept full responsibility for their life and full accountability for their life, I think their life will start to change. Like, Oprah Winfrey was a bad, down and out crackhead when she was 35 years old. She went on to become the first African American female billionaire. Tom Hardy was a crackhead when he was 27. Now he's the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Mark Wahlberg was a bad coke addict. Robert Downey Jr., down and out addict. Like, these are just a few examples. Grant Cardone, now he's a billionaire. Like, these are just a few examples. Like, it seems like we've lost hope as a society, and that's what's having a knock-on effect, I think, in knife crime and in gang culture, is that people have just lost those family values. They've lost people that they can turn to and trust, and everybody just seems like they're out for themselves, but that's not how it is. That's not how it should be, man. Like, I'm here for you lot. See, like, I might be going for some shit up on my own, but that's why I took a little break. And I always say this, right? But let me just clear one thing up. I always say, right, from now on, I'm gonna be consistent. From now on, I'm gonna drop a video a week. From now on, I'm gonna do this. Like, but you have to remember, half of those times I was in a horrific place. So it came from the heart, but it was just in a very bad head. You can speak from the heart, but if it's coming through, if it's being processed by a damaged brain and coming out of a mouth that's, half believes what it's saying, wants to believe what it's saying, but it's hurt, it's tough, man. It's hard. But now I'm telling you, because now I can tell you that I'm back, and you're going to get more than enough content. Now, I've stopped saying dates. I've stopped saying when I'm going to drop this and when I'm going to drop that. That's for a reason. That's because I'm sick and tired of not meeting those deadlines, because I know that the messages I get from you lot, the messages I get from people, yeah, appreciating what I do for them, just the small things. That's what I do this for. You think I care about the money or becoming popular? I don't give a fuck about that. I'm telling you my story, hoping it's inspire yours. I wish I could tell you a story now. Yeah, man, it's yeah, it's been a strange, it's been a peculiar journey. Do you know what it is, right? When you're healing, you actually hurt the most because you realize where you fucked up, you realize what you could have done different, you realize all the time you lost out with your family. Now I walk the dogs with my mum every single day. I see my sister's kids every single day. Like every single day has to be filled with that because I missed out on so much of that just through being around people that I thought were there for me, but they're not, you know. And you have to do the 5 and 5 rule, if they're not going to be here, if they're not going to matter in 5 years, don't let it bother you for more than 5 minutes. It's as simple as that. I've lost friends that I thought were going to be there for a lifetime. They show their true colors. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't blame them. I don't blame these people. I blame myself for letting them in. But I won't be making that mistake again. And that's the beauty of it, because I could be bitter about it. We can all be bitter about things in life, or we can learn from it. We can't control what comes into our life, but we can control how we deal with it. So I think sometimes, as much as I say talk about your feelings, sometimes we also need to stop being fucking pussies. Because that's what it comes down to. It's like, why are you scared to face your fucking demons, bro? Like, what's stopping you? Like, it's like when something happens that people have no control over, say somebody passes away in a car accident, and it's somebody's wife, or it's somebody's brother, or it's somebody, and then that person lashes out at the world. Like, it's not the world's fault. You just can't handle the pain, so you project it and take it out on other people because you don't love yourself. And this is what people can't seem to fathom, and this is what I'm trying to kind of get out there, that people need to realize that they need to work on themselves internally. Nobody's coming to fucking save you. Nobody's gonna kick your door down, pick you up like you're in some sort of Disney film and save you. Trust me, it's a tormenting place. From the drug withdrawals, to seeking help, to grievance, to pain, to hurting, to getting back into training, to get back into top form. It's horrific. But you know what? It's worth it. It's so worth it. And I'll tell you something else. People ask me, when do you know that you're ready to change? And it's simple. Once the pain of staying the same is more than the pain you have to go through to change, that's when you know you have to change. Because eventually every man, every woman hits a crossroad in their life where you choose to eat your demons or let them eat you. And unfortunately, I've seen what this stuff does. I've seen people let their demons consume them, and I'm looking at them and it's like, I don't know these people anymore. And what really hit it for me was, I lost my father, I lost my friends, I lost so many people, and then I realized I was losing myself. And I refused to do that, so that's why I took a little break, and that's why you're seeing the person you're seeing now, and that's why you're hearing the person you're hearing now, and that's why I promise you from now on, it's going to be 100% or nothing. That's why it hasn't been anything. I didn't want to turn up to the studio at 20%, because I think that people deserve better than that. I'm spitting in the faces of anybody that follows me if I turn up to the studio at 30%, not 100. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm recording. And yes, I am sober. But this is the kind of schedule I have now. I'm asleep for about 4 a.m. I'm up for about 9. And that's it, flat out all day, non-stop. And if there's any tips I can give, is to just fill up your free time. Free time will get you in trouble. If you have an addictive personality in this nice weather, if you are trapped in your own thoughts, because honestly, sometimes, being in my bedroom, like, I only realize who I truly am when I get into that bed, and those four walls in my head just lock, and I just hear and the shut, the peephole just shuts, slams like a prison cell. And I'm just stuck with these thoughts that I just cannot escape. So I'll write, I'll do whatever I can. Sometimes I'll go jogging at 2 in the morning. But you have to do what you have to do. Now, one thing I've noticed is that whenever I've tried to change my whole life overnight, I failed miserably. I failed the first night. I've tried to quit doing certain things a million times. Start by making your bed in the morning. Give yourself credit for the things that you're doing right. My friend Susan once said, self-sabotage is easier than self-empowerment. And I've used that quote, for a long time. She told me this a couple of years ago. And it's so true because, once you're in a rut, it's just easy to stay down there, isn't it? And you think your friends are going to look and see the pain in your eyes. You think, but no, you have to fight. And honestly, I can't sit here and give advice when I'm still going through my own shit, but I hope this resonates with some people, and I hope this also brings other people understanding as to why I haven't been uploading. It's been a transition period in my life, definitely, and for once in my life, I'm free of all guilt, I'm free of all hate, I'm free of just everything. I'm not saying positive vibes, this and that, like all these fake fucking influences. What I'm saying is I'm just not lying to myself anymore, and I'm not turning up at 50% anymore. I'm turning up 110% wherever I go. Whether that's making my bed, whether that's making my porch, whether that's being on a red carpet, whether that's interviewing people, whether that's being on stage with DJ Nosey, Charlotte No. You got to turn up 110%. Simple as that. Because the people around me are. And that's another thing, you have to watch your circle as well. Yeah, you really do have to be around good people. I mean, it's rarely that you see 5 people that are extremely successful with a 6th person that isn't. And it's rarely that you see 5 people that are extremely unsuccessful and unhappy with a 6th person that is. People, I think as people in general, we're kind of selfish, we don't really give a fuck about stuff till it happens to us. We're on social media and we send a little message thinking of you, but we're not. How can all my thoughts be with you? They're not. I probably thought about you for 30 seconds and vice versa. So people just tend to be selfish, and that's why, sorry, I've got a sore back. Turns out I can't deadlift what I used to, but we'll get to that later. Now, I will be in Manchester on October 2nd for the celebrity boxing match. If any of my viewers are going down there to watch the big ones like James English, and to watch the big guys like Alec Thompsonetti, Um, it would be good, to link up. Just drop me a little message on social media and let me know if you're going. I think I'm definitely, almost certainly gonna go. Um, and it'll be a very good night. Tom Zanetti and James English are gonna absolutely tear heads off. I don't even know why they bothered putting these idiots in with them. And in fact, well, that's first of all. Second of all, I don't know why these idiots are trash talking like they have a chance. Um, this guy's called James English, an old man. Like this guy's Scottish. He will kill you, bro. Like Tom Zanetti's fucking is an actual fighter. So yeah, I mean it'll be a good night. Um, I'll be going to that and hopefully get some nice footage for you peeps. Vlog the whole thing. Um, but yeah, for now I'm gonna finish up doing some editing, and today's guest has been myself. Well, the last month of myself. We'd be here for a long time if I was telling my life story. Um, Hence why I like to listen to other people's. But I'd like everybody to message me. Everybody that's watched this, like everybody to message me who they'd like on as a guest, because it's been quite interesting, really. Like in recent times, uh, I've had very strange guest requests, and now, look, I will never have a guest on because of the popularity. Like I'll only have a guest on if I personally like their story. Um, Now the guests I have coming on, I'm very privileged. Uh, I'm very blessed, and I will do everything I can to promote something that they've got, because that's how this works. And if anybody would like to see a live Q&A on social media at some point, also shout me. I just want to be, talking to you guys again and just essentially letting you know I'm still alive and keeping you laughing, keeping you smiling, keeping you keeping you hopeful. You know, don't ever lose that. And on that note, I'm gonna have to shoot, but it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to the next couple of weeks. Keep your eyes on Real and Uncut, and I promise you, gang, you will not be disappointed. So on that note, good night.